After a week of relaxation with 2 beautiful hikes and a fantastic hot air balloon ride, we're now continuing our journey. From Göreme, we're taking a bus to Samsun on the Black Sea coast, and from there we'll cycle via Giresun, Trabzon and Rize to Batumi in Georgia. But first we have to quickly take down our tent, as we also spend a few days camping in Göreme after our hotel stay. Here we met other cyclists such as Julie and Mark, who were living in Stuttgart, only 1 kilometer from our home. Packing everything neatly and loading it onto the bikes. Saying goodbye, and then we're off. We arrived in Samsun by bus in the middle of the night. The next day we explored the waterfront promenade and visited the Bandirma, a museum ship commemorating the arrival of Atatürk and his soldiers in Samsun during the Turkish War of Independence on May 19, 1919. We visited our neighbor from Stuttgart in her hometown, had dinner with her, stayed overnight and visited her husband's grave. The weather on the Black Sea coast could be better. And it will be for the next few days. On the highway we're making good progress. There are only occasional bike paths in the cities. We had lunch at a restaurant with great view and good food. Today we want to stay overnight at a campsite on the beach, if it is open and if we like it. It is open. And the beach is beautiful. So let's quickly take some photos and set up the tent. We cycled 4,340 kilometers from home so far. Onward through many tunnels. Besides the dogs, they are the most unpleasant part of our trip. We avoid them whenever possible, but unfortunately that's not always feasible. In Ordu, we leave our bikes for a bit and take the cable car to a viewpoint. And another tunnel. This time I get to ride in front. So lights on and through we go. Lucky me, I survived. But here comes the next one. And so it went through more and more tunnels. Tonight we're sleeping in a luxury hotel and dinner will be served in our camping chairs at the small harbor. In Trabzon we have to cross the street here before we find this nice restaurant in the old town, where we're even allowed to look into the kitchen. There's also a Hagia Sophia here, like in Istanbul, but smaller. We're staying here for 3 nights and taking 2 excursions. On the excursion to Sumela Monastery, we're picked up an hour late, and the driver tries to make up for it with his reckless driving. It's May 19th, a public holiday in Turkey, and we're not the only visitors. We continue on to Karaka Cave, a very beautiful stalactite cave. And then we go to Torulkam Terrace, a viewing platform with a glass floor. The view is magnificent, but not everyone wants to walk on the glass floor, which is 240 meters above the ground. The next day, in very gloomy weather, we take a minibus past tea plantations towards Uzungöl, a beautiful lake in the mountains not too far from Trabzon. The fog got thicker and thicker, and then it started to rain, so we quickly went inside for coffee and cake. On the way back, we make 2 more stops, one at this bridge and one on the cliffs just before Trabzon. In off, we want to buy a new rear-view mirror. We get tea and simit, and the new mirror is installed, but we're not allowed to pay. From Rize, the city of tea, we continue on and plan to stay overnight with Murattin Mekani, a warm showers host. When we arrived at the given address, we were on a dacha right on the beach, but unfortunately also right next to the highway. You could say it's beautiful located with good transport links, but a bit noisy. Murat wasn't there yet, but we already put the beer in his outdoor fridge. When Murat arrived, we quickly realized that this was going to be a particularly nice evening. We cooked together and flew the drone. We all sleep together on the corner bench in his one-room dacha. With Google Translate, gestures and English, we spend an unforgettable evening. Murat is constantly filming with his cell phone. He has overnight guests almost every night, whom he films and then posts these videos on YouTube. Today we want to cycle to Batumi in Georgia. However, there's still a small problem: the 8 tunnels on the eastbound lane. These tunnels are up to 1 kilometer long. We therefore opt for the westbound lane, which has no tunnels. This seems less dangerous to us. We're not the only ones with this idea. Suddenly, this German cyclist appears in the rear-view mirror and overtakes us. Entering Georgia was straightforward.
Seit 6 Wochen sind wir jetzt in der Türkei. Jetzt kommt Land Nummer 9. Wir sind schon drin. Es ist Georgien.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of
We reach Batumi in the afternoon and meet the German cyclist again, who had overtaken us while driving the wrong way on the motorway.